friends diving deep into conversations where nothing is taboo. They believe in eating dessert before dinner and wearing the bikini. They're allergic to labels, authority, and cheap shoes. Currently, they're launching themselves through life being the good time, bold enough to take risks and inquisitively asking, what's next? They hail from New Hampshire, but they could be anywhere dressed in cute clothes. If they had to share a tombstone, it would read, "Curiosity killed these cats." Your hosts, Lisa and Robin on the mic.
Welcome back to another episode of Lisa and Robin on the mic. You are listening on WSMN 1590 AM, 95.3 FM. You can always watch, stream, and listen on WSMN.live. Welcome to another Thursday. We're here for a second hour, and I am not a fan of all-you-can-eat buffets.
Well, up here, I think that they have a lot of, I agree with you. As a kid, I loved it because you could just go get unlimited hush puppies,
the
chicken nuggets. You could, I could build my own salad.
Yes.
There were lots of benefits to that because I was a picky eater and they had a whole smorgasbord of stuff.
Right.
Especially if they had I don't know if we have one up here, but they had a Golden Corral.
Mm-hmm.
And
they do. They have one in Manchester. It was actually for sale as a business a little while ago.
Really?
Because I didn't even know
open.
It was.
I didn't even know. Well, so I think they've changed.
At least in 2023 they were
we
open.
ate at one years ago in North Carolina, and it seemed like as a kid the food was really good, or the food was decent. This was like, it's more like cafeteria style. Yeah. It wasn't like that before. Or their salad bar. They didn't have an all you could eat thing. They would have a massive salad bar, which they had like bread on it, cheese on it, salad. They had fried okra. Like they would have French fries, and they would have like some kind of like meats or something, like usually like some kind of a chicken or something like that, but not a big. But I liked we did go down to one to North Carolina, and even though I am 50-ish, I still feel like when there's an unlimited pile of bacon, I always overdo it.
Oh, I'm eating a pound of bacon.
Oh, yeah.
If I have access to a pound of bacon, I am eating a pound of bacon.
Yes, and I go back for more.
Question.
And so I still have no self-control in that area, but I feel like all you can eat buffets up here, or it's just like Chinese stuff.
Yeah, so the Mount Washington has a decent one for breakfast. They had a really good one. And so there's certain things that I get weirded out when there's too much of anything, actually.
Yeah, because how do you cook all that stuff that fast? And how many days has that been sitting there?
And I have another thing about, I like hot food hot. I like cold food cold. Like my French fries, I like French fries hot.
Yes.
Like I have gotten to the point now, probably for at least the last 5 years, if you're delivering me cold fries, I'm telling the waitress to go, or waiter to go get me normal fries.
Hot fries.
Because if I'm burning calories on food that's just calories because it's not nutritional value, I am not suffering through it.
Yeah.
Like if I have to I'm eating my salads and I'm doing all my good things, that's good for me. When I'm eating something bad, I want it to be really good.
I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just like I don't want store-bought cookies. I want homemade cookies.
Yes.
I'm not eating stale, crunchy. I'm not eating Oreos. I know it's funny because I'm not an Oreo person. I like the vanilla ones. They're not that bad.
Those are my favorite. I like the double stuffed vanilla.
But I'm not crazy about, and God forbid, Hydrox cookies. Like, what is that?
I don't know what even Hydrox is.
It's like the generic brand of Oreo. I don't even know if they're still in existence. But you know who used to make a really decent cookie? And I don't know if it's maybe because the Keebler elves burned down the tree, but there was a Magic Middle cookie. That was a chocolate cookie.
I remember you saying that.
Melted fudge inside. I don't know what chemical they were made with that, but they were unbelievably good. And that was probably the only chocolate.
It makes me think of like those Milano cookies.
Yes.
But that's too thin of a chocolate.
I like those with tea or something. But that's not my dessert.
That would be a dip. So if I buy a store-bought cookie, it's the Pepperidge Farm in the bag, the thin and crispy chocolate chip cookies. Those are good. Or they have the white chocolate with macadamia. Those are good. But I like the crispy, it's been a while since I've had the one that's kind of soft and chewy. Mm-hmm. I'm usually not like a store-bought soft and chewy. Or if the bakery Hannaford's has them. Like they come in the cellophane and they're all stacked like the
Mhm.
light. I will do those chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. So it's funny how younger it was like, oh, okay, I'll settle for something unsatisfying. But now it's like, no, because I'm throwing calories away here that I could be having on something really good.
For sure.
And now I'm not. I was never a person who was embarrassed to tell wait staff to take it back because I worked in food. Like
Yeah.
one of my first jobs was scooping ice cream. And I loved working at an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was in a good mood to see you. Everybody was happy. Everyone waited in line patiently.
But I feel like if you see, I had the opposite. My ex-husband worked in food service, so he would never complain. And you always tipped 20% no matter what. And back then it was like, 20% was a generous tip. Now it's like that should be the norm. And I still think that, I mean, I do tip, but I also think that we've gotten way out of control with tipping.
I do agree with you.
Because I think we just tip when you still have bad service.
Yes.
And I'm like, but then it's not teaching a lesson. And
Right. There's supposed to be an incentivized piece to this.
Right.
Right.
Like-
This is supposed to be your incentivization
Right.
to do a good job so that
that's why they pay you $2.10 an hour is, so you can work off your tips and, being rude and you still get 20%. It's not going to be like, yeah, I can be a jerk to this person.
Yep.
Or, I can go, spit. So I always do because I
Have
feel
you
like
ever worked in food service?
No.
No food? Okay.
no food and I've never run a cash register ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to love working at a cash register. I used to love handling money.
Yeah.
Oddly. Like that tracks though.
My dad.
That tracks.
I was like,
How many fat stacks and
That's
can I
not surprising.
Can I put rubber bands around them and can I use the machine that goes
Yes.
Can I just
would
put
like that.
stacks of money and have it make that noise and count it and put rubber bands on it? That was like you would think I would
Yeah.
have worked at a bank because I liked
Yeah.
handling
Touching it,
money
yeah.
so much and counting it, and they all went one way. Like I'm a
See, I think it goes either way. I think if you work in there and you don't complain, or you're being like, "Yeah, I'm going to take this back. I'm going to go and say something if my order is not right."
Yeah.
Just because I feel like I don't go out to eat very often, and when I do, or I'm paying money for the experience. It should be exactly what I want it to be.
And the reason why, so I've worked literally slinging ice cream. One arm, bicep, and boob was bigger than the other that summer because you're herking down hard. So I've like done that, and I've
Try
been
doing that with your non-dominant hand.
I used to have one. I started noticing. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting like disfigured. I have to start
It's like
scooping.
I got my bowling arm.
I couldn't. When the line was out the door, I couldn't use my left hand though. But you know,
Yeah.
I did have to try to even myself out there a little bit. I was going to look like the crab that just has one giant arm that it uses for everything, and then the other little tiny baby arm. But I was also a waitress multiple times, and one of the things I think of, I used to be able to work at places that my idea, I don't know if this was the business's idea, was that if people have a really crappy experience, they just won't come back.
Yeah.
So you have to give people the opportunity, if their meal is not good, comp them the food. I mean, yes, there are some people who are going to just complain about anything, but you
Yes.
know who those people are because
Yeah.
they're already complaining before they sit
Especially if
down.
you- I feel
They don't
like
like
if
this
you've worked
table.
in
They don't
that-
like the window. They
Yeah.
don't like this. They don't
Yeah.
like you. Like those people don't surprise you.
I feel like you can spot them, especially if you've worked in customer service and
if
food
you're a
service.
decent
Like
judge of
yeah.
people, you can see what
Yeah.
this is. And so,
If
but
they have an issue with ordering water, you know it's going to be trouble.
right, if they've given you 7 detailed instructions about
Right.
how their water has to come to them,
You took too long with my bread. Don't I get bread with this meal? There's no
not
bread.
anymore. Remember,
Well,
back in the
sweetheart,
day.
you don't need bread.
remember back in the day, if there wasn't bread on the table within 2 seconds, you were like, "We're never coming back to this restaurant
Right.
again." Now there's like, we don't serve bread because people are allergic to it, and it's like people are allergic to everything. What does that have to do with anything?
Right.
You're a restaurant, give me
Right.
bread.
Give me some bread.
But so I always wanted the ability to make it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or let me at least take it off your bill. Don't be paying $30 for a meal that
Yeah.
that like is sitting on your plate.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. I don't think people train wait staff the same way anymore.
And they also had that moving
Because I don't think that they care whether they're nice to you or not.
right. But I also think that we all saw the movie where they were throwing pubes in people's food, and you think that literally there's people in kitchens tugging out their pubic hair and flinging it on your
It would
food.
not be. I would not.
And
I would not put it past him. Do you think they don't do that?
I mean, you have to work in some scumbag place.
I feel like you
think.
got to always run a risk. I mean, but come on. It would be so easy to be
more worried that everyone's washing their hands.
Covert spit, yes.
I think so I think because people are afraid of having their food spit in and whatever. And it's like you chance that going out. If you're really that afraid, people can just have a bad attitude, spit in your food, whether you were good or not.
Right.
Right.
Maybe they're tired of cooking pork. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe they don't want to be in the fryer later anymore. I don't know their life.
Right.
I don't know their business.
Right.
But I always wanted to give people, like if I saw that you didn't touch your meal, I would take it off your bill because I didn't need you to ask me. I didn't tell you. You obviously don't like it. You're just sitting there with moving your food around, trying to cut it up. And I can tell you haven't eaten. So I would do that. But I always want to give people the opportunity to make it right because just being pissed and hungry and out money was not the point of coming out to a restaurant. But it also depends on how well the staff handles that. And I think a lot of times for the staff, it's like, you're not paying for that piece of steak. And if you have enough issues, your kitchen doesn't know it's not performing unless food's coming back.
Right.
Or unless there's some kind of complaint, or unless you're comping food, then it can be addressed.
Right.
It's like, do you know your kid's behaving badly at school if no one tells you?
Right.
You think you're sending off this angel of a child to school, and you literally know he's biting everyone.
Stealing lunch money.
Yeah. Selling their toys.
He's a junkyard dog at recess.
Right? You won't know. You need someone to tell you.
Hustling the kids for their milk money. Who, mine?
What?
My kid?
My child? No, that tracks.
Where'd they get from?
Well, that makes a little bit of sense. She did seem to have money for a video game I told her no to. She pulled out a 50 and was like, no, I'll take it. She's 9.
I've got the cash.
Don't worry about it. Well, it's birthday money. You mind your own business.
That adult can't tell me no. She has no authority over me. I've got green.
I've got cash.
I got greenbacks, boy.
You keep that no to yourself. I have never eaten in a food contest.
Oh no, I've never eaten a food contest. I don't think I could win.
There's no way I could shovel down anything. And I can wolf food. Like,
I feel like I'm most of the time usually the last eater.
You are
the last
to
finish.
Yeah, you were slow. You were a dainty. You
Well,
have
I don't know
time
about
on your
that.
hand. No. When honestly, you are. I grew up like in places that they didn't give you lunch, even though you were required to have lunch for a half an hour. They still gave you chores, so you were eating and finishing something. And I ate standing up. And I worked at a dentist office where I never got a lunch, and I would work 12 hours on a Tuesday with no lunch. So I was always shoveling food into my mouth. And then when you have a couple of jobs and you get out of one job at 4:30, you have to be at the next job at 6, and you have a commute.
Yeah, so you're always hustling. You're always hurrying.
Shoving food in your mouth while you're driving, all of that stuff. So I'm a unbelievably fast eater.
Yeah.
I'm almost like Cookie Monster when the cookie monster has cookies. Where it's like this fevered.
Crumbs flying out. And literally, so we had a he's going to kill me, but we had a big breakfast Sunday morning, and I had made biscuits, and Chris is like, why? Both of the boys are like, we should have more biscuits. We should have more biscuits. And I'm like, well, you can go make some more biscuits. I said, there's some toast over there. You can have some more toast. And because Chris hoards the jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he always puts it on the other side of his cup, so I can't reach it. So I'm always having to ask for the jelly because he's like, he does not want to be,
why doesn't he get his own jelly?
His strawberry preserves.
Why doesn't he just get his own?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, I would be buying it, but then now we've got 2 jars open in the.
But it sounds like he's going to power through it with some biscuits.
He will, but he likes to he doesn't power through it, but he likes to be like, well, if I decide to have another bite with, if I decide to have, he'll split the biscuits. So now we've got 4 pieces of bread. So some he'll eat with his
tried,
eggs.
Chris. You're not getting the extra strawberry preserves. I tried.
So I had half of my biscuit left, and
you were a withholder.
I had half my biscuit left. He's like, "Are you going to eat that?" And he's like eyeing my food, and I'm like, I feel like my heart's racing a little bit. Like, do I have to defend my plate right now? I'm like,
these are my biscuits.
He's like, "You going to eat that?" And he keeps staring at my plate. And I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to eat that." And so I literally had half of a half
And he's
left.
like, I don't trust you. You leave food
And
on your
I'm
plate
like,
all the
"All right,
time.
I don't really need this. I'm full." I'm like, "Do you want this?" Literally snagged it out of my, like a raccoon or something, like a gorilla. You know, when they just grab food, and it was gone, like in his mouth, so fast. I was like, "What? Did you just eat that? Did you swallow already?" Like,
Have a drink. What a wheat.
did you chew? It's like, where'd it go? Literally, it reminds you of how like a cat will
Yes.
swat really fast. That's exactly like that was. I was like, wow, a swoop.
Make more biscuits.
And
These poor
gone.
people, Logan
know,
and Jonah
right?
and Chris, are just like, we never get anything.
God, I mean, you had 2 biscuits each. Like, how many are you going to eat?
They're men.
That's true. But I mean, but
I feel like
3 eggs.
No, but I feel like I'm a girl and I can easily eat 2 biscuits. So
Yeah,
I feel
can
like
eat 2 biscuits. Too.
I
Yeah.
feel like if you're over 5'8",
Yeah. I'm under, and I could eat 2 biscuits.
no, I mean you need over 2 biscuits if you're
oh.
2 biscuits is not going to be satisfying.
Yeah.
Because I technically, good homemade biscuits, I would want a third. I mean,
Yes.
I'm powering through a third. I'm figuring it out. So how is like
Yeah.
a man supposed to be just dealing with 2?
I like biscuits with you when you warm butter and you have a homegrown tomato with a little bit of salt and pepper and just with a warm butter and on a biscuit. It's so
Sausage gravy.
Oh God, sausage gravy is good.
God, sausage gravy on biscuits. It's like glue, the most delicious binding.
I like
Soft
my
glue.
gravy a little bit thinner.
Okay. So that
Because you know when you buy it in the grocery store, or like
never
or when
bought it.
not buy it in the grocery store, when you buy it in a restaurant, you get it. It's always like congealed.
gelatinous. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like white jello or something.
yeah.
Like,
No,
it's
no.
clumpy, lumpy. It's really thick. So I
Too
will
much
use
flour.
sometimes I've used chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
I have used chicken broth, and I do like when I make the base, I will use like some bacon grease or like sauce. The sausage grease from the sausage. But sometimes if I don't have enough of that, I will add a little bit of bacon grease to that butter. But I will thin it out with either like a little bit of chicken broth and butter, just because I like it to be. I don't like it to be watery.
No,
thin.
but you want it viscous. It's
Yes.
gotta pour
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes.
I don't want to be spooning it on.
Not quite as thick as like turkey gravy or anything like that. That's kind of liquidy, runny, but it's got to have a little more body to it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, I'm trying to think of what would be a good consistency. That's kind of. I don't like that. I don't like when it looks congealed, lumpy, thick, like
Yeah.
and not enough sausage to cream
Yes, ratio.
Yes.
Yes.
My grandmother used to do like a red eye gravy, like it's a ham gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Southern ham, so it was like a salted, so it was basically like salted.
I would say heart attack.
Oh my god,
delicious
it was
heart attack.
So good.
Oh,
It was so good.
some kind of
It's like
cardiac event.
it literally tastes like bacon gravy, but like chunks of like little ham in there, where it's all kind of when you pan fry ham and it kind of gets that little and she'd like chunk it up. Oh my god,
Are you a
so
corned beef person?
good. No.
Okay.
I mean, I like Reubens and stuff, and
So
actually
then you do like it.
I have it. I mean, I don't put it on my menu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's for a Reuben or like a corned beef sandwiches. I like corned beef sandwiches.
Corned beef, eggs Benedict in my cookbook.
Yes, actually, that corned beef what we had down at in Florida.
Yep.
That was good.
Yep. That was a corned beef bowl.
And I did try to make that, but I don't really know how to cook it. I don't do the whole. My mother-in-law used to do the St. Patty's Day. She used to do the whole, New England
Boil.
Yes. And I actually ate that. That was good. And I think that was good. The cabbage is good with it. And
Crosby's here in Nashua has an amazing corned beef.
oh, really?
Yeah, they have a really good one. I had corned beef breakfast sandwich one day. It was really good.
Oh.
So I feel like when people do corned beef well, it's really good.
Yes.
And then if they don't do corned beef, I don't want it.
I like it when it's like pulled apart, like not thin, not sliced, but like when it's kind of chunky.
Yeah,
All I
like
can
it's
say is-
meat.
Yes. Yeah.
Versus deli.
Cubed, maybe not like cubed, but that's
Yeah.
the way when we had that at that bowl, the
Yes.
corned beef bowl.
It was actually corned beef, not the deli style meat corned
Right.
beef. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do love a Reuben.
I love Reubens.
I do love a Reuben. Ooh, maybe I'll have a Reuben.
I should do that. Because I do have some sauerkraut. I used to not like sauerkraut, but I've gotten so much better.
So I love sauerkraut.
I used to never even like slaw too, and I like slaw now.
Yeah, I'm a huge slaw person. I think in the winter, lettuce is uninspiring. So anytime you can do cabbage in the winter, it's like, oh, it's so much better. And I really like soft beef stews, that kind of everything's melting and then some kind of crunchy,
Yes.
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 Wet,
Yes.
moist. I even do a coleslaw with ranch dressing instead of
good.
coleslaw dressing. And so it's creamy and crunchy and
Well, so I even think we did. You could do chicken soft tacos. I think you could do pork tacos, and you could do I've done. You've just shredded the pork, and I'll put like a little bit of cumin, but a lot of times there's it's smoked, so you don't really need a lot of flavor on it. Other than I will put sometimes I'll just put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of olive oil in the pan and just kind of crisp it and warm it up. And I add a little bit of water to it just to kind of get the moisture to soak into the pork when you're pulling it apart. And I will make a red cabbage slaw. And you could put basically some kind of a little Asian dressing on it. You can put anything over it. But instead of just lettuce, I feel the slaw on top of that is good.
because I think one of the things we both have is that texture. And I think one of the best things about a really good meal is you have the taste, you have the texture, and then you have the components of I don't want everything to be soft. I don't want everything crunchy. There has to be a balance of
yes.
That's why I think coleslaw on the side of the beef stew is so good, because it's this is all so soft and yielding and whatever that you need something to counteract that by being crisp and crunchy and raw. Because this is so cooked and then this is so raw that it's
I like to
perfect.
I don't like to eat just one thing.
Yes.
It has to have even so we have soup, or even so with Reuben's. I like to do I'll make a small amount of a black bean soup. I just ground the hamburger in onions and a little bit of green pepper, and then I will puree some of the black beans, add a little bit of beef broth. Sometimes I have done chicken broth. I don't really think you can tell the difference between. Anyway, I've put a little bit of cilantro in it and stuff like that. You could dice up onion and cilantro on the top of it. And I like to dip my sandwich in that. But I like the texture. I like the different textures and the flavors. I can't just eat. I was telling you when we went skiing this weekend, I looked at the board. We're at this, it comes with a free breakfast. And Chris is like, I'm hungry. And he's like, we should just have a big breakfast. So I just glance at the board, and it says, stacked pancakes, the special stacked pancakes, sausage, egg, and cheese. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, maybe they're going to put cheese on my eggs. It literally comes out. It's one big pancake with melted two slices of American cheese. It's still in the square. I don't think you can melt American cheese and it not still be square. That's how many preservatives are in it.
It's basically oil.
Yes, but still,
congealed oil.
But it stays in its same shape.
I know.
It just doesn't. It doesn't run. I don't know. I think
So maybe it's not made of oil. What would it be made of that it doesn't change? Plastic. Yes.
Some kind of preservatives. There's so many preservatives in it. But then there's sausage links that you can tell. You can tell when sausage has been microwaved versus in the pan.
Yes.
Yes. It almost gets shriveled and
dehydrated.
Yes. And there's 3 tiny
the
little
molecules
links.
have disappeared.
Yes.
That make the sausage. They've disappeared.
We're going to have sausage jerky. 3 little links on top of that with 2 eggs on top of that. So the eggs, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't know why all this food is touching.
I don't mix food.
I don't know why this is touching.
I don't mix food. So the other day,
and pancakes.
Yes, pancakes need syrup on it. I don't want my egg juice.
I just don't want cheese on my pancakes.
Chris is like, just eat this. So he was telling the kids when he came back, and he's like, yeah, your mom had a fit. And I'm like, I didn't have a fit.
Your mom had a fit. She was like the Tasmanian devil in the restaurant.
Well, I'm like, well, it gets better. So I literally just cut off the edges around, cut the pancake, around where the cheese was, and I put them on a separate plate. And Kayla's like, so he was saying, you know, I just told your mom just to eat it. Like if you ever had to be in the army and you just shovel food in, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. I said, don't you know when I do pancakes here? Kayla's like, yeah. She's like, don't you know that when mom does pancakes here or French toast, she always has 2 plates? I
Yeah.
always have 2 plates.
Yeah.
I don't want my syrup to touch my eggs.
Yeah.
Ugh. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm very much a like the Hungry Man plastic separated containers. When I was
Yes.
younger, like everything should have been in that.
Yes.
And when my sister-in-law bought my nephew's plates, they were cordoned off, and I was
yes.
like, "This is perfect."
Yes.
Do you have adult ones
Yes.
of these? I'm fine with the dinosaur face or the
Yes.
giraffe
Yes.
face underneath mine because I'm not a food touch person.
Yes. If
But-
I'm going to mix it, I want to mix it.
Right.
If
and
I'm gonna
and
I'll
it's
take a bite of
going.
this and I'll take a
We're
bite of
going to
that.
have a soft, a crunchy, but like we're going to
Yes.
have something going
Yes.
on. We're not
Yes.
just going to indiscriminately
Yes.
allow our food to mingle. We are food racists.
Well, it's
Everybody has to be separated.
Yes. 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 So I'm Southern. I like grits, and I keep telling my family, and I don't do it very often, but I did do grits. We had shrimp and grits for dinner one night, and I had some leftover grits, and I'm like, can you revive grits after you've cooked them? So I added like a little bit of milk to it, a little bit of butter, and just kept warming them, and it came out. They were a little bit clumpier than normally I would serve them. And Kayla's like, oh, I'll try them too. And I'm like, but you've got to try them a very specific way. You've got to try it my way. I like a lot of butter in mine.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take a piece of toast. You have to put a little bit of grits on the toast, and then you put your fried egg on top of that, and then you add your bacon to it. And you have to have the whole bite together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can taste. You don't really taste the grits, but you taste the texture of it, and it has that buttery flavor with it. It definitely, salt has to be in it. But my grandmother would put bacon and butter, like the grits were yellow because it had so much butter in it.
Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Salt and pepper, and then she would put the grits in it, and then I would put my egg. I would have a bite of that. You have to have the bites together.
Yeah.
Grits are never, in my opinion, are never meant to be eaten alone.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Ever.
I don't know why you would be eating them alone. But the other thing is, I remember the first time, I'm a northerner.
Maple syrup.
The first time I had grits, I was like, I have died and gone to heaven.
With maple syrup?
No, not with maple syrup. It's just the
Oh.
first time I had like shrimp and grits
Oh.
with bacon and green onion and everything. Like it was it must not have been. Was it South Carolina? Was the first time, or was it Florida? I forget which place, but it was like I was in the restaurant, like I had, like never seen the sun all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what's this bright orb? What is this deliciousness? Like, and then you try to come home and you make them, and I'm like, wow, I'm not Southern. I need a Southerner to show me how to make grits. It's like, it's almost the way, when some group has perfected something,
Yes.
it's like, well, don't deviate.
Yeah, you don't mess with it.
You just, whatever they have to do, just trust them and listen. And
Well, that's why I ask about maple syrup, because, the South people don't believe that you should put maple syrup on, it's butter, salt, and pepper on your grits, because they are meant to be eaten with breakfast. They're
Yeah.
meant to be eaten with the meat and with your eggs.
Yes.
In my opinion. Nobody eats just a bowl of grits by themselves.
Right.
No.
Right. It's not oatmeal.
No.
It's not a cereal.
No. And I like cream of wheat. Do you like chicken and waffles?
Do you know I've never had chicken and waffles?
So
Should we rectify that? Like the next time we're somewhere south?
Yes. But it depends. Like, so there's a place in Texas called Ida Claire's, and we were there, and I'm like, that sounds kind of good, because their syrup had like a little jalapeno, like it was a bacon jalapeno flavored syrup, and they put it on the side. They don't drizzle it over top of it, so you can dip it if you want, or you also have the choice to do, like, you could do different. You can get regular syrup. You could get the regular syrup, but they also do like it's like a bacon relish. I don't remember what they put in it, but they do that on the side too. So you can kind of eat it together as a sandwich, or you can eat it separate. Like they make it very easy, but. And they're small waffles, so they're like the little mini, like almost like little sliders. They're not super thick and not super thin, but it's perfect to take a bite of that. And I'm like, I never thought I would like that, but they were really, really good. And then we've got it again a couple of times. I've gone out and I'm like, I've just been disappointed. So I think it would just depend on the recipe.
Yeah, and I also think it depends on how good the fried chicken is.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I don't
sure.
like when fried chicken, you go to bite it and you just have the topping comes off, the breading comes off, and then you've now just got the chicken and they are not
Yes.
somehow
Yeah.
incorporated.
Yeah.
And I think that's a
Or
a
not crispy
skill.
enough.
Yeah, I think that's a distinct thing. When I think of all of the complaints I've had today about food, right? And then it's like, and you wrote a cookbook? And it's like, yeah, because there's so much of like, we're all so particular, and
Yes.
there's something. The reason, one of the first things I want to
But
explain
these are
to
healthy
people.
foods that you've put in here. That healthy foods that are delicious and
Yes.
easy.
Yes,
That
and
you wouldn't think about, like that come together, and it gives you an idea. It's outside of the.
well, I feel like
It's everyday
everything-
cooking, but it's not everyday cooking.
Yes, and I feel like you're not going to look at this and be like, oh yeah,
That's too hard.
caprese salad again.
Yeah.
This salad again. I did put Caesar salad, even though I feel like you have a Caesar salad recipe somewhere in your cookbooks, because I think my dressing's better.
Yeah.
My dressing's very lemony.
I like that.
And it has anchovies, but I mash them with a fork because I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's so funny how many things I will distinctly say I don't like, but then I use them and it's like, well, I like them the
Right.
way I do them.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So if you've ever been like, I'm such a picky person, if you've said, I don't like the supermarket, I know. I don't like the
black
super-
olives, but I love black olives in certain dishes that I make.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
If you can live
Yeah.
with the duality
Yes.
and the hypocritical nature of what we're saying, then you are our people.
yes, that means
And you would love the
definitely-
book.
Yes, that means you definitely need the cookbook because we are two of the pickiest eaters I've ever met.
It's funny. It's
Yes.
funny how, but isn't it funny how we are so picky, but everyone loves our food because we knew what
Yes.
you weren't going to like and we've removed that.
Yes,
We've
yes.
removed that for you.
Yes.
Same thing with like pounding chicken. We know you're not going to like that texture. We're going to know it's too fat on one side.
Yes.
We're
yes.
going to eliminate all of these
I
problems.
think a good cook is somebody that is texture aware,
Yes.
not even. I would just say texture aware. I don't know about texture sensitive.
because there is a correct texture for things.
Yes. So my son got me a book. It's Texture Over Taste. It's by Joshua somebody. He's like a foodie, and he has a couple. He has recipes in there, but he's also talks about how important texture is more important than flavor. And when you get those right and combining the right textures in the right, then you've created this masterpiece of
Yes.
flavor. So it's like Josh Burnham or something like that. I'll send you a picture when I get home, but I've looked at it. He's also the one that tells you like to do French fries. You can soak them in water and then you microwave them for soak them in water. Like if you take frozen French fries, you soak them in water and then you rinse them out, but then you put the wet French fries in a covered container in the microwave until they start to get a little bit mushy, not quite till they fall apart, and then you put them in the air fryer or you bake them, and that's what keeps the soft inside and the outside's crispy. So just things like
Yeah,
that.
so to me,
that's what he's talking about texture.
that's worth
because-
$35 alone. Like when you get a really good technique or a really good recipe or a really good way to change, like that's a game changer.
Yes.
Because I think frozen French fries go from not quite cooked crispy enough to hard shards
You
of
can't even bite
potato.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like break the roof
Especially
of your mouth.
if you're going to do it in the oven where it's all around the outside, the edges. And what I've been doing the last 2 times we've been doing French fries is I'll turn them off like before I think they're going to be done and let them sit in the oven a little bit. And dang if I didn't do it too long. Like hardly anybody had any French fries because it was like they just
Singed.
well, it's almost like I don't like mushy French fries.
I don't either.
But I think that what I start doing is you take them out a little bit before because they'll continue to cook. But I actually think once you've taken them off the heat, they do harden a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm tired of the burnt French fries around the edges.
Yeah. And I'm such a French fry snob.
Me too.
I'm such a
Well,
French
I would
fries.
go to different places. Like if I would, when my kids were younger, if we would go out to dinner or go out fast food, we would every once in a while we'd go out for a treat. Like we'd pick the place. It was always they always deferred to we'd go to Five Guys for their burgers and McDonald's for their French fries, and we'd go to that little the drive-through McDonald's what Pressed is right now because it's right across from like it's close to Five Guys, so you can still your burger everything's
Yes,
warm
everything's still hot.
and get your French fries last.
Yes. Yes.
It's important.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was thinking the salad you were talking about. You said you liked candied pecans.
Yes.
I think if you did mandarin oranges
Mm-hmm.
and cranberries in a salad like that with pecan, avocado in that,
I think green apple.
green apple would be good.
I think there's I've only recently, maybe within the last 12. How old am I? Okay.
Two.
I was
12.
then maybe it's been more like 15 years, I guess.
I tell you.
I keep getting older on the other side, and I'm
know.
like, I'm not 30 anymore. Inside, I'm 30.
Right. It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah. On the outside, I've had way more years on the
I
on
know.
the spectrum, but
Well,
I would never have
seems like 15 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's not.
I would have never put green apples in a salad, and now I would totally put but I would
Yeah.
slice them unbelievably thin or matchbox them.
Yeah.
Like I don't want chunks, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I'm another person that it's like I want everything to fit on the fork nice.
would
I want
be-
I've got all of these requirements. And that's why I know it's sort of a pain in the neck to cook for me because I am a little bit picky enough that I
Yeah.
know I don't require other people to do it, but that's one of the reasons why I like cooking for myself is I am self-reliant.
Yeah.
And it's another piece of me that's independent. I don't need you to please me. I can take care of
Yeah.
myself. This is the way I want it. I'm
Yeah.
giving myself
Yeah.
exactly what I want. How many times do you have in life that you're
Yes.
getting things exactly your way?
Yes.
And I think in the kitchen with food, it's such an opportunity to be able to
Yes.
have that
Exactly what you want.
exactly what you want.
Yeah.
But I still hate the food shopping.
I do too.
You know, like
Chris is like, when are you going to get it delivered? And I'm like, I probably will never get my food delivered.
So this is the problem I have. How many times I go to a supermarket with a plan for a dish and one of the ingredients is missing.
Yeah.
And then I don't want the whole entire dish minus
so then you've got
something.
to think on your feet. You got to pivot.
But if you're ordering all the food, they just won't put the missing ingredient in and you get everything
Or
else.
they'll give you a substitute that you don't want.
Oh, they will substitute for you?
Sometimes, some places, that's what I've heard. They'll substitute.
Oh.
They'll substitute what they think.
Yeah. So I was talking to
But that's the problem. If you like
a couple of chefs, and they were saying that you can now pay an Uber driver or DoorDash to do your food shopping so they can call you on the phone and tell you if something's missing so you can alter your whole thing. So you're having more of like a
Yeah.
private shopper versus going on to a Whole Foods or a Hannaford's page, clicking off items.
Yeah.
Because there's a million different ways to do it.
I like to pick my fruit. I like
Yep.
to pick my tomatoes. I like to pick, I like to pick my vegetables. I don't like when I buy asparagus, I like the baby asparagus. I like the thin. I
Yeah.
don't like those big old fat chunky things.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like
tree
"No."
stalks.
Right. It's too much asparagus for me.
So your pea will be
I only eat the
smelly
tops
for
off
days.
anyway.
How long is my pea going to smell like asparagus? Well, you have the
Right.
tree trunk ones.
But I
24
like, I
hours.
like picking my own stuff out.
Yeah.
I actually like to see like selection of cheeses.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, and then that means you've got to know the name. You've got to know the name of some of the
And the
stuff. I'm like,
brands, it's like I know a brand by color sometimes. That's why one of the things that I find so annoying is when brands change their packaging.
right.
The point of branding is to be visually identifiable.
Yes.
In a-
make it
in a-
easy
in
to
a
be
heartbeat.
remembered. Yeah.
When you start changing, I'm like, is this the right brand?
Well, there's a cheese I always buy, and it's like it's like a wedge that's been off this wheel. I've bought it for years, same brand, but I could not tell you the name of the brand. I just know it by its sight.
Visual, yeah.
Yes. And so that's to me, I'm like, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, that's why it's every year
I'm gonna
Coke
look up a
changed and
sauce.
all of a sudden wasn't a red can anymore. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what I feel about branding when they start changing stuff.
I was trying to look up the
So there's one coffee. It's called Cafe Jose Coffee. It's really good, dark roast, whole bean, delicious. It used to be $3.99 in one bag, and I was like, oh, they don't carry it at the store anymore. I finally said something like, hey, you're going to carry that Cafe Jose brand? They're like, here it is, and I was like, oh, it's in completely different packaging, like completely
Yeah.
different packaging,
Yeah.
and then it's $8.99 now, and I was like, well. I don't know how that worked on your sales thing because for 6 months I wasn't buying it because it was in the wrong packaging.
yeah.
And now that it's $8.99, I don't know if I like it as much.
Yeah.
And did
Yeah.
you just charge me $5 more because you had to pay your branding specialists so that I couldn't find your product? Leave my brand, leave the outside alone.
I'm trying to think of the sauce. I want to say it's not it's Rinaldi. Oh, it's chicken? Is it frankincense? Chicken francassee or chicken francassee or francassee? It's almost like a
Fricassee?
It's like a scampi sauce.
Oh,
It almost
okay.
looks like a lemon. It's like
Yeah.
It almost looks like
I want to say Frances, but it's not.
I was typing in. It was like Francesca sauce or something like that. And I was like, I thought Pastine made it, but they don't. I think it's Rotoli or I don't know.
And I don't have my glasses on.
Well,
Who
so
knows?
talking about dishes, I made this dish, and sometimes when you make pasta and you're making like a scampi sauce, in order to not use, sometimes I've substituted or I'll add a little bit of Alfredo sauce to it because I don't want the Alfredo. I still want it to be.
You want body though,
I want garlic and butter.
or stickiness.
Yes. I want my noodles to be coated, but so not necessarily like saucy.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just with the butter and garlic and lemon, sometimes
It breaks.
yeah. So I picked this thing up. I was like, what is that? I was at Hannaford's and I was like, I'm going to try this. It's like, it's that that's why I was trying to find it. Frankincense, Francesca's or something like that. It's in the red pasta sauce. It's usually up near where Alfredos are. And it almost looks like it's like an opaque chicken broth. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it and I made this dish that I always make. I do, I take an orange pepper, sun-dried tomatoes, black olives. I use parsley, fresh mushrooms, and then so I make my scampi sauce. And then I do a little bit of like Italian seasoning. I'll put like a little bit of oregano, a little bit of, and you do however you do your chicken. I've done it with shrimp. I've actually done it with zucchini and squash sticks and fried them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit crispy on the top. So instead of doing a meat, I've done those. They came out really good. So I added a little bit of that sauce to it, and it just gave it the right amount of body to it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was coated, and it didn't feel like you got a raw bite of pasta, and it wasn't so super thick. And I didn't have to use as much butter because I feel like I'm almost down to like 2.5 sticks of butter if I'm going to make a scampi sauce where I want everything really coated.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I literally use like a quarter of the jar to add to my sauce. So I'm like, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Because I'm not usually a jar person,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like that I would get
Yeah,
again.
that'll make it. That'll make
You
it
could do it
worthwhile.
over anything. And I also got I've got stuff to make chicken marsala this week.
Ooh.
I haven't had that in a long time, and I'm like, I'm going to try it.
Lenny's Amy makes an amazing Marcella.
Wonder what her secret is.
I'll text her and I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Because I haven't had that, and I'm like, that sounds good. Always looking for something different.
Yeah.
My sister made this salad the other day. It was like garbanzo beans, corn, white beans, black beans, onion. It was like, it just looks so fresh. And then she put like a vinaigrette over top of it, and I was like, that sounds really good too.
Yeah.
Like summery. And I'm
I was
like,
going to say
makes me
that sounds.
think about,
I'm too cold for that now.
yeah.
I was just thinking that sounds good like in July.
Well, it was like thinking like for slaw or something like that. Like that could be good with like a grilled piece of chicken or even like some seafood. I think that would be good, like grilled tuna or blackened tuna. And
So I was thinking like when you were talking about the French fries, I was thinking, nacho chips. I'm very particular about my nachos because I cook mine in a thin layer.
yeah.
I will use multiple cookie sheets.
Yes.
Because I don't want too many chips to overlap. I want each chip with a certain amount of cheese.
Yes.
And I don't like when you can't pick up the chip because it's soaked in something and then
Yes.
the other chips have nothing on them. That's
So,
why a lot of times it's
Do
like,
you do loaded nachos?
I will do nachos almost any which way. I love nachos. I love chips. If you can make chips a meal for
Yeah.
me.
Oh, God,
My
yes.
sister-in-law does. She's the one who introduced me to my beautiful little Val. She's the one who introduced. I was like, she's on the show last week.
Yes.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Val now. All the listeners know. But she made a pulled pork. Took leftover pulled pork and not a ton of barbecue, but just enough. And because it was already in the barbecue sauce, and then cheese and like a couple of other things and some. I think she did vinegar jalapeno. So like out of the jar. And it was just like crack good.
God, that sounds good.
And
It
I was
does
like,
sound
oh,
good.
I could almost make pulled pork just to have the leftovers
Yeah.
at the very end for nachos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you're just, and that's another thing I think. One of the freeing things about cooking at home is you can change things up just enough
Yeah.
so that you're like, oh yeah, I could be in the mood for that.
Yeah.
Where I think when people talk about, and maybe because I grew up on takeout and I grew up, oh, just whatever you want out. It's unfair, but it's like restaurant food should be almost treatish because otherwise you get bored of it or
Yes.
sick of it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it's like, that's not really the point of it.
Yeah.
The point of it is to enjoy it.
Yes.
So, but if you have the same thing all the time, it's like, do we want this? Do we want
Yes.
pizza? Do we want
Yeah.
this? And you're just tapping the same things from the same places.
Yes. I feel like that's all you run through your menu, especially when you have kids that are younger, like in school. You're doing the same things. It was always
Over.
tacos. It was always pizza. It was always
Chicken nuggets,
and all these
pasta.
stuff, and
Yeah.
you just kind of get into a rut. That's why I was like, I made that scampi dish, and I'm like, because I'm looking for something different, and I'm like, they had a jar of marsala beside it, and I'm like, oh, I haven't had that. I can make my own.
Mm-hmm.
That I can do, and I'm like, I don't need to try that.
Yeah,
but it just even looking through the store and like finding that was something new, and I'm like, I'll try that. But then right beside it was like marsala, and I'm like, oh, I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah.
Or like lemon piccata, I love that with like you could do chicken. I usually do like shrimp too with like the little capers, the lemon sauce. Like I love lemon, but
Sometimes I'll do chicken parm with like a red sauce one night, and the next day I'm just warming it up and I'm putting it over like an arugula salad or something with like a really lemony dressing, so that it almost has that part of you that's younger that wants chicken fingers,
yes,
but you're too,
Yeah.
like, when am I just eating chicken fingers as
Yeah.
an adult? That, because you're like,
yes.
that sort of satisfies it, but being an adult meal.
So I will do panko when I do, if I have leftover cutlets like that or something, I will put them in the air fryer. No, you don't have one, but to reheat them, to recrisp them up, because I feel like it works better than when you put them in the oven because it's less time. It does get them crispy and it doesn't dry it out, the chicken, as much. But when we were in Florida I forgot where I got that salad.
Oh, the Mexican place?
Yes. So it was so easy and it was so good. I had some frozen fire roasted corn that I had gotten. I forgot. I got it for a recipe and I ended up not using it. So it's been in the fridge and I was like, what can I use this for? So I actually took some out and I roasted it in the pan, like just to heat it up to, to thaw it out and put it in the pan. And then I let it cool down again. Black beans. So lettuce, black beans, the fire roasted corn, avocado, tomato, cheese, and then I cut up that chicken on top of it, and it was so good.
That sounds really good. A little red onion.
Yes,
Ooh.
God, you gotta have red onion, and yes,
Yeah, that sounds
and
awesome.
then I did a little bit of we use the I think it's called Lighthouse Ranch. You have to get in the refrigerated section. It's like a little mason jar kind of with a blue top. It's kind of like the restaurant where it's thinner than ranch. So I had just chopped up some jalapenos and added that to that. So it was like a little jalapeno ranch dressing, drizzled it over top of it. You don't need much of it, and it's so good.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Actually makes my mouth water.
Is that what you're having tonight?
I don't know what we're having tonight. I was going to do hamburgers because I really wanted a hamburger the other day, but to me, by far, that salad is so good.
So, have you ever put like mushrooms in your hamburger?
No. I've done them on top. I'll take fresh mushrooms and I'll do like a little bit of garlic butter, a little bit of wine, or a little tiny bit of soy sauce in it, and you saute them up and kind of let them like simmer down so that it's kind of got a little bit of juice to it. But
Yeah, so I was looking through one cookbook and someone was, I'll send you the recipe because I saw it recently, but they were putting mushrooms in there and they said that it holds it together, makes it taste meatier, and keeps it moist. And I was like, oh, that'll be something to try.
So they chop it up and put it into the
Yes.
beef? Oh, I could try that.
Yeah, so I'll send you the recipe.
We've done jalapeno and bacon in there before. We've put that in there. I did try to do, Chris is not a big blue cheese, but I've done, what did we do? Black pepper and gorgonzola. I think he's like, no, don't do that again.
So I like gorgonzola, but I like it. So I like, everyone likes it on their steak. I like it on my pasta. I will make a cream
Yes.
gorgonzola sauce for pasta and then have that with the steak.
Yeah,
so
that
that
would
you're
be good.
having a little bit of the creamy,
Yes.
but it's not physically touching the steak.
yes. So that's what I do. And if I have that pasta left over with
Yeah.
that scampi pasta, it actually is so good with, instead of having like a baked potato or mashed potatoes or having a different starch, I'm like, I will, because all you need is just a tiny little bit to take a bite of steak and a bite of that pasta. It's
To me,
so
for
good.
like probably 3 or 4 years, I would do steak and pasta all.
Oh,
Like,
I love it.
like it was almost like I never had a potato on the side of
Yeah.
steak because I would always do a different version.
I just think I think baked
Pasta.
potatoes are way too much. It's way too much starch in there. It's always dry.
Yeah.
You either have to put a ton of cheese, sour cream, and butter in it to like even get it
Yes.
somewhere. And I'm like, that's the only way to do it.
It's the only way we want them. Well, thank you for tuning in this Thursday, where we talked about food and all our food unlikes and dislikes.
I'm like, I know we were going to talk about other stuff, but you get
didn't
us
get
on
to
food. You get on food, and like,
That's that. Thank you for tuning in. Until
gave you
next
some
week,
good
guys.
ideas.
Lisa and Robin on the mic on WSMN 1590 AM, 95.3 FM. You can watch, stream, and listen on WSMN.live. Buy the cookbook. It is out on Tuesday. My love language is food. You can get it on Amazon and everywhere you
and
find
we'll post it
books.
on our socials.
Bye.
95.3 FM Nashua. Listen, watch, and stream at WSMN.live.